Alright, hi. Episode I don't even remember. I'm terribly sorry. I've been really lazy and not making any videos. But yeah, I'll make a cool video on something that I don't usually make nor know how to make. Indian food. I have want to make some kind of chicken curry. I have this mysterious package of Bombay biryani masala. I was going to make biryani, but I realized I don't have the long grained rice. I only have the short grained sushi rice, which will probably be too messy if I try to mix everything together. So I'm just trying to make a normal curry and put the rice in as a side, right? So for this you need, I have some chicken and a large amount of onion. I have 1.5, a tomato, who cares, some kind of Indian inspired spice. I don't really know. I'm not Indian, so I have no idea how to actually use it, but I just bought this and I thought it's very nice. Some kind of Indian spice mix, and so that thing doesn't come with pepper, so I have my own dried up red pepper. And I think it should have some yogurt. I never tried with yogurt, but I'm pretty confident yogurt will work. Okay, so let's get to work. So what we'll do is we'll be extremely efficient and lazy. We'll just mix everything in this big bowl and dump it in and fry the whole thing. Okay, well, let's go. We'll roughly chop off the breast into strips. Can we see? Yeah, it's really been a while making shows, huh? But yeah. So what I've been doing lately is I've been experimenting with making shows on Facebook with a new live streaming feature. So you can basically stream your videos live. And I rather prefer that format for some of the more casual stuff. As you can see, most of the stuff on this channel I have to prepare a recipe, and there is some work goes into making this video because I need to plan how long it has to be, and each step needs to be pretty precise, right? But the Facebook version, you can kind of do whatever and expect your friends to watch it. So anyway, this wing has some bones in it. We won't try to debone it. We'll just try to cut it into 3 pieces, the tip, and separate the middle wing with this one, and I'll just make some slashes on the side of the drumlet, like so, so the flavor can go between these cracks. See? Maybe I'll do one more slash this way. And for the middle, I like to split it. So you can find, if you cut down the middle, that you can separate these 2 bones, so they become a mini kind of meat on the bone. See? So that will be easier to eat, because I hate people chewing around the bone and missing all the meat in the middle. I think it's a huge waste, so cut it this way helps. Okay. So when cutting this, for wings, you can find these joints, so you don't have to cut through the bone. It's quite easy. Just keep searching with your knife until you find the joints. Okay. So give them some gashes on the side. I don't always do this properly. Oh, here it is. Okay. Great. We'll chop the onion. Let me wash the board and do it on the vegetable side. So, I don't know if I told you that my board has 2 sides. I think it's, in general, good practice because meat tends to be more dirty than vegetables. As you can see, my board, I have this dark marking here to say this is the meat side, and the opposite side is only for vegetable. So we keep the cross-contamination low. Okay? So for this, I actually don't want to dice the onion per se, because I feel for curry everything will be pretty much in liquid form. So what I want to do is I actually want to cut them into wedges to preserve some chunks so that the curry has some texture to it rather than mushy all the way. So I'll actually cut them into wedges. Like so. You see, so they have some shape and texture. And let's see, cut off the end. There's a billion videos of how to dice an onion. I suggest you to watch them because the methods are quite diverse. But the general idea to dice onion is to leave the root on and kind of cut around it. Which is not what we're doing here. Just want to cut them into wedges. 2, 3, 4. The idea is that if you get tired of peeling then cutting, you should probably just peel afterward. It's much easier. You don't really need to wash onion. By just peeling it, it becomes clean on the inside. So that's one of the nice things about onion. Right, so now I think we can heat some oil in the pan, medium-high heat. It's off camera, but just trust me, it's happening. Okay, great. So we have our mixture. I'll cut some tomatoes on the side. Tomato go in after the meat and the onion. I think the meat and the onion take roughly the same amount of time to cook, but tomatoes tend to disintegrate faster, so we probably want to add them in later. So this is my way of cutting tomatoes. So there's a core in the middle that I can remove. These potatoes tend to be very, very tough. Has a huge core, so I normally tend to be pretty liberal cutting out the core. See, there's still some fibrous thing here that you probably don't want to eat. And again, I cut these into wedges to give some texture in the curry. So one of the things when cutting wedges is that you will invariably reach some kind of a shape that's kind of thick like this, and you want to cut it in half, but you can't really find the center. So what you do is you take it at an angle and make sure half of it is on this side and the other half is on the other side to split it into two smaller wedges. So don't be too OCD of trying to find the center, right? See, like this wedge, I'm not trying to cut it down the center, I'm just taking it at some angle. And there we go. We have two equal-sized wedges. Okay. So I guess we'll mix this up with our spices. So we have half a pack left. What is in it? I think a lot of cumin, ginger, turmeric, pepper. Let's read the package. Salt, coriander, dried plum, red chili, fennel, mango, cassia, muskmelon, turmeric, cumin, cloves, cardamom, ammonium seeds, garlic, black pepper, green cardamom, nutmeg, and mace. You know, Indian really know their spices. So okay, anyway, what you want to do is you probably can add some salt, and to mix it you can, and I do recommend, add some oil inside here to facilitate the mixing. Okay, and you just want to mix it up roughly. You don't really need to mix it too much because we're going to mix everything in the pan anyways. Just make sure they are. So the reason you're doing this, you want to save some time in the pot, because mixing things in the pot is more involved, it's harder than mixing it in this huge bowl, right? So if you mix everything good here, it'll save you some time when you're actually cooking it in the pot. That being said, you don't need to be too precise here. Just make sure everything is kind of roughly coated. Yeah, right, we're good. Okay, let me give you the pan view. So the pan is pretty hot. Add in a good splash of oil. You don't need to add too much oil because our mixture already has oil. But what we want to do here is throw in some pepper to give it some heat. So one of the things that the spice mix doesn't have is it doesn't really have enough pepper in it. And in this direction, it recommended you to use some extra pepper of your own to bring up the heat. You can also add some extra ginger, but I'm not a big fan of ginger, so I shall skip. Ooh, goodness me. I just washed this. This has water on it. Alright. I think the pepper are turning black. So we'll turn heat on high and dump in our mixture. Can you see? Great. Let me just open the door to let the smell. Great. Alright, what you want to do is just give it a good stir. And make sure your onions are nicely separated into beautiful wedges. Alright. I have a feeling you can add in the tomatoes now. Not a big deal. Try to mix this. Alright, looks good. I guess when tomatoes cook they become extra sour, so it might be useful to add just a little bit of sugar to temperament it a little bit. And essentially this will have to become a stew, and we'll have to stew it for a bit. And what you can do is add cold water to it and have it heat up again, but to make it faster, you can boil some water on the side and you just add boiling water, which is much faster. So we'll just make sure everything's nice and submerged, especially the meat. The tomato, it's okay. They'll pretty much crumple up. Great. Let's say we cover and wait for about 20 minutes. Okay, see you soon. Alright, so it's been 15-20 minutes. As you can see, it has sufficiently reduced. So I opened the cover halfway through to let it reduce. And the rice is ready, so everything is falling into place. So we'll remove this hot pepper. I'll turn the heat to lowish because I feel it's pretty dry. Let me find the other pepper. Here it is. No, that was the cinnamon. Where's the other pepper go? You know, sometimes they fall apart, which is probably okay. Oh, here it is. Found it. Alright. Okay. Give it a taste. It's pretty nice. Fairly spicy. I think I need a little bit of salt. Okay. So as you can see, once we reduce it, it's fairly dry. See. So what we want to do is to add some of our yogurt. So I have whole milk yogurt, plain. And I don't really know how much to put in exactly. So we'll just go by feel. I'll put in probably 3 spoonfuls. 1, 2, 3. And I'll have 1 more spoon. That's really good. Okay, so let's mix up these yogurt into our curry. See, that looks really, really good. So this looks like a proper curry now. With some. So I think in America, to make it even more delicious, what people do is they add some butter to it. But I'm not going to do that because most of my Indian friends do complain that the curry they have in America, they are too buttery, too much fat. So we'll leave it like this. And let's get a plate going. Have some rice. We'll just put some curry inside. I guess it's getting a little bit runny again. We should probably cook it down some more. But it looks good. So let's just keep it the way it is. It's a pretty runny curry. So we should probably definitely cook it more. I didn't think the yogurt would be so runny. But anyway, here it is. So my attempt at some kind of an Indian curry. I hope you like it. So yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Update pretty sporadically, I guess. I'll try to do more consistent updates. Okay? Yeah, but please subscribe. It means everything to me. Right, that's it. Till next time.